Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot.
Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality. Not every instance requires a response. Truth resides silently in the seat of power. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for.
Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about.
What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. A wise general makes a point of foraging of the enemy. Time bows to authentic commitment, and it stretches to accommodate it.
I do not believe anyone can be perfectly well who has a brain and a heart. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It is the life in your years.
You have two choices: evolve or repeat.
If you're making mistakes, it means you're out there doing something. Amidst a crowd of friends, a search for truth begins. Find the few who stand by through thick and thin. If you don't know who you truly are, you'll never know what you really want.
Remember, man does not live on bread alone. Sometimes he needs a little buttering up.
It's strange how dreams get under your skin and give your heart a test for what's real and what's imaginary.
And when all the wars are over, a butterfly will still be beautiful. But you don't have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. In the cherry blossom shade, there's no such thing as a stranger.
Nothing factual that I write or say will be as truthful as my fiction.
If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito.
Remember how far you've come, and you won't have to rely on a destiny for your future. It will come on your own. Time doesn't heal emotional pain. You need to learn how to let go.
Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected.
Reality is what trips you up when you walk around with your eyes closed. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. If you change who you are to suit other people, you may end up dressed for the wrong occasion. Sometimes being alone is the best medicine to your soul.
The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives.
Your heart is the size of an ocean. Go find yourself in its hidden depths. It's a sad day for American capitalism when a man can't fly a midget on a kite over Central Park. The universe doesn't like secrets. It conspires to reveal the truth, to lead you to it. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart.
We can never judge the lives of others because each person knows only their own pain and renunciation. Do not give them a candle to light the way. Teach them how to make fire instead. That is the meaning of enlightenment. Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. One does no question miracles or complain that they are no constructed perfectly to one's liking. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing.
Stand in the divine rain, and seeds of wisdom will grow in your soul.
I have been swimming inward and no longer drowning. I have been seeking the answers within myself. For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me want to dream. It isn't a sadness, but a joy that we don't do the same things for the length of our lives. Ordinary people merely think how they shall spend their time. A man of talent tries to use it. Don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. The simple step of a courageous individual is not to take part in the lie. One word of truth outweighs the world. Sorrow looks back, worry looks around, faith looks up.
Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak.
Optimists move through life with a happy exterior. What happens on the inside shows up on the outside.
In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks.
Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past.
Don't fear big. Fear mediocrity. Fear waste. Fear the lack of living to your fullest. In the midst of darkness, he alone sees the dawn. In the midst of the soundless, he alone hears harmony. Travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light. Only dead fish go with the flow.
Cut not the wings of your dreams, for they are the heartbeat and the freedom of your soul. Take care of your costume, and your confidence will take care of itself. Learn how to be ambitious. Don't be a person who waits to be married off to someone wealthy. My fake plants died because I did not pretend to water them. A true friend doesn't have guts. They beat you up and later plead with you to beat them back. A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and gets to bed at night, and in between he does what he wants to do. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Grateful people are happy people. The more things you are grateful for, the happier you will be. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight. When I have won a victory, I do not repeat my tactics, but respond to circumstances in an infinite variety of ways. You make the world a better place by making daily improvements to become the best version of yourself. Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity.
The truth does not change according to our ability to stomach it.
Mostly, the world sees you the way you see yourself. Never make a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. There's nothing wrong with stretching the truth. We stretch taffy, and that just makes it more delicious.
When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life.
You go out and do the best you can and hope it works. You just try to improve.
The truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything.
You can go your whole life collecting days, and none will outweigh the one you wish you had back.
We are all insects, groping towards something terrible or divine.
The trouble with fiction, said John Rivers, is that it makes too much sense. Reality never makes sense.
Changing is what people do when they have no options left.
Even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement. Swords can win territories but not hearts. Forces can bend heads but not minds. Always be open to inspiration. You never know where it may come from. Begin with an open mind, end with an inspired heart.
Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down.
Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books, to find words for what we already know.
Follow your heart. You may go astray, but your life will find its direction somehow. Secret operations are essential in war. Upon them, the army relies to make its every move.
Creativity flows when the mind is light. Be light and ignite your imagination.
To realize that you do not understand is a virtue. Not to realize that you do not understand is a defect.
Nobody made a greater mistake than he who did nothing, because he could do only a little. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to become even better. For it is scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going.
You need mountains. Long staircases don't make good hikers. The perfect man uses his mind as a mirror. It grasps nothing. It regrets nothing. It receives, but does not keep. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you.
All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. We are addicted to our thoughts. We cannot change anything if we cannot change our thinking.
All men know the utility of useful things, but they do not know the utility of utility. Never feel guilty or ashamed for the mistakes of others. Hearts can't be broken because they're made of marzipan.
Myth is much more important and true than history. History is just journalism, and you know how reliable that is. Every time you spend money, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want.
The most wasted of all days is one without laughter.
If you believe, you can, but work hard to believe.
You don't put your life into your books. You find it there. If you're waiting until you feel talented enough to make it, you'll never make it.
I have often wished I had time to cultivate modesty, but I am too busy thinking about myself.
Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum.
Learn from stars. Even in the dark, they give off light, not despair. Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands. Even if you don't have all the things you want, be grateful for the things you don't have that you don't want. Most things break, including hearts. The lessons of life amount not to wisdom, but to scar tissue and callus. What you believe you can receive, if you doubt it, you will do without it. And though you think the world is at your feet, it can rise up and tread on you. I know because I read. Your mind is not a cage, it's a garden, and it requires cultivating.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. There's nothing in the world that breeds success like success.
It's easier to fake it. When you fake it for 16 years, it becomes part of you, something you don't think about. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender. Selling my soul would be a lot easier if I could just find it.
Hence the saying, the enlightened ruler lays his plans well ahead. The good general cultivates his resources.
I always make sure that the world will prove me right. It gives me the freedom to contradict myself. If you keep on making excuses to me, what you are doing is teaching me to always make excuses to you. The superior man is slow in his words and earnest in his conduct. If you don't give up on something you truly believe in, you will find a way. It's a good idea always to do something relaxing prior to making an important decision in your life.
Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it. Follow your heart, then root its longing with the facts. Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul.
Es ist nicht genug zu wissen, man muss auch anwenden. Es ist nicht genug zu wollen, man muss auch tun.
The butterfly counts not months, but moments, and has time enough.
I have learned to abide by the laws of my own sanity.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you odd. Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness.
To know the history of science is to recognize the mortality of any claim to universal truth.
I'd rather die while I'm living than live while I'm dead.
Person is wise if he listens to millions of advice and doesn't implement any of it.
Great things are done by a series of small things brought together.
Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Be water, my friend. Truth has nothing to do with the conclusion, and everything to do with the methodology.
We say later, later, until later becomes too late, and all we can think of is if only.
He had a look of composed dissatisfaction, as if he understood life thoroughly. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. When you go down in flames, let it be a blaze that illuminates your path forward, guiding you towards a new beginning. The best way to prepare for life is to begin to live.
To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills.
Before I can become an expert on anything, I must first become an expert on me. Don't wring your hands over the loss of the past. Steady your hands for the adventure of the future. Those who have failed to work toward the truth have missed the purpose of living.
One defends when his strength is inadequate. He attacks when it is abundant.
True beauty is measured by the number of pearls within you, not those around your neck. There is strange comfort in knowing that no matter what happens today, the sun will rise again tomorrow.
The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness.
I have a deeply hidden and inarticulate desire for something beyond the daily life. The spirit of a man is constructed out of his choices. The hardest thing about the road not taken is that you never know where it might have led. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value.
3 rules of work. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity.
No dirt can touch me like an ocean. Everything that comes to me becomes clean.
Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end.
What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. Give me the facts, and I will determine my own truths. Before I can tell my life what I want to do with it, I must listen to my life telling me who I am.
Recognizing power in another does not diminish your own.
He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures.
Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question.
Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these: it might have been.
Slowing down was how we remembered what we never wanted to forget. I've never seen anything as bright as the rays of kindness. People, in general, would rather die than forgive. It's that hard.
If your desire is for good, the people will be good. The lessons of life amount not to wisdom, but to scar tissue and callus. Guard well your thoughts when alone, and your words when accompanied. I would rather die of passion than of boredom.
All men know the use of the useful, but nobody knows the use of the useless. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it.
You lose nothing when fighting for a cause. In my mind, the losers are those who don't have a cause they care about. Sometimes success isn't about making the right decision, it's more about making some decision. We started off trying to set up a small anarchist community, but people wouldn't obey the rules. Life's most significant achievements often emerge from the depths of adversity.
Man is an animal who has to live in a lie in order to live at all. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value.
Challenge and adversity are meant to help you know who you are. Storms hit your weakness, but unlock your true strength.
Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Divide your success in small pieces. Easy to manage failure, easy to achieve success. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened.
A common man marvels at uncommon things. A wise man marvels at the commonplace.
It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. If you try and lose, then it isn't your fault. But if you don't try and we lose, then it's all your fault. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be.
Live and act within the limit of your knowledge, and keep expanding it to the limit of your life. People who know little are usually great talkers, while men who know much say little. I just want to do something that matters, or be something that matters. I just want to matter. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars. What saves a man is to take a step, then another step. We can't go back and change what happened. It's what we do next that matters.
The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master.
Those who rest when they need to work will work when they need to rest. Do your bit when it is most rewarding.
There's more beauty in truth, even if it is dreadful beauty.
Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now without delay. A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room.
The spirit tower has its guardian, but unless it understands who its guardian is, it cannot be guarded.
The only faithfulness people have is to emotions they're trying to recapture. Life is short. If you doubt me, ask a butterfly. Their average lifespan is a mere 5 to 14 days. Teachers are the one and only people who save nations. Work at your job and make a living. Work on yourself and make a fortune. In truth, Freud sees nothing and understands nothing.
Growth is in a series of mistakes. That's the only way you learn.
Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent.
Life is worth living when you have someone to share it with.
It's not enough knowing that you can walk on water, Peter. You have to get out of the boat. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever.
Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish.
In the midst of difficulties, we are always ready to seize an advantage. We may extricate ourselves from misfortune. What I want is so simple I almost can't say it. Elementary kindness. You're not to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. I am afraid. not of life or death or nothingness, but of wasting it as if I had never been. The revolution is not an apple that falls when ripe. You have to make it fall.
We can't avoid reasoning. We can only avoid doing it well.
Never trust a person that has let you down more than 2 times. Once was a warning, twice was a lesson, and anything more than that is simply taking advantage.
How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle.
Being ourselves was the easiest path to choose, although not the easiest to see through till the end. Like a running blaze on a plain, like a flash of lightning in the clouds, we live in the flicker. Don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. Of all knowledge, the wise and good seek mostly to know themselves.
When your opponent gives you an opening, be swift as a hare. Silence and non-action are the root of all things.
Good ideas stay with you until you eventually write the story.
Memory can make a thing seem to have been much more than it was.
Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending.
Receive with simplicity everything that happens to you.
Treat everyone with politeness and kindness, not because they are nice, but because you are. When your intentions are pure, you don't lose people, they lose you.
I will continue my path, but I will keep a memory always.
You don't need a compass when you are yourself a map.
Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith.
It doesn't get better by overthinking. It only gets better by working towards eradicating your problem.
Tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. She will always wear her crown, regardless of the hate. He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it.
10 years from now, make sure you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. Chase after the truth like all hell, and you'll free yourself, even though you never touch its coattails. Stand behind the stories that are real, not just real. Satan profits from the prayerlessness of the saints. Acquiring wisdom is great, but it is not the goal. Applying it is. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. The quest for meaning is the key to mental health and human flourishing. Build yourself a life or a career where you can afford to sleep peaceful at night. My heart is too thoroughly dried to be broken in a hurry, and I mean to live as long as I can. I offer my opponents a bargain. If they will stop telling lies about us, I will stop telling the truth about them. Only by examining our personal biases can we grow as artists. Only by cultivating empathy can we grow as people. To be successful, you have to be out there. You have to hit the ground running.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
There was another life that I might have had, but I am having this one. A warrior who is prepared to fight must also be prepared to die. Life isn't supposed to play out the way we want, but the way it happened. The world should have been in Technicolor, but seemed more like black and white. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight.
True words are not fancy. Fancy words are not true. The good do not debate. Debaters are not good.
To maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. Good authors worry about genres, great authors don't. Whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to go shopping.
You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable.
You can't do anything about the length of your life. You can do something about its width and depth. I don't regret the painful times. I bear my scars as if they were medals. Nothing in the world is ever completely wrong. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day. It's the glasses that do not fit the nose, not the nose not fitting the glasses. Dance through life, flinging kindness like shimmering rainbows. Find your bliss by sharing your heart.
The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials.
I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down.
Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better.
The flower that blooms in adversity is the rarest and most beautiful of all. Nobody's going to win all the time. On the highway of life, you can't always be in the fast lane. I wonder how many people don't get the one they want, but end up with the one they're supposed to be with.